A tutorial is a method of transferring knowledge and may be used as a part of a learning process. More interactive and specific than a book or a lecture. A tutorial seeks to teach by example and supply the information to complete a certain task. Depending on the context, a tutorial can take one of many forms, ranging from a set of instructions to complete a task to an interactive problem-solving session. Academia, tutorial class. In British academic parlance, a tutorial is a small class of one, or only a few, students, in which the tutor gives individual attention to the students. The tutorial system at Oxford and Cambridge is fundamental to methods of teaching at those universities, but it is by no means peculiar to them. Hythrop College, for instance, also offers a tutorial system with one-on-one teaching. It is rare for newer universities in the UK to have the resources to offer individual tuition. 6 to 8 students is a far more common tutorial size. At Cambridge, a tutorial is known as a supervision. In Australian, New Zealand and South African universities, a tutorial is a class of 10 to 30 students. Such tutorials are very similar to the Canadian system, although tutorials are usually led by honours or postgraduate students, known as tutors. At the two campuses of St. John's College, US and a few other American colleges with a similar version of the Great Books program, a tutorial is a class of 12 to 16 students who meet regularly with the guidance of a tutor. The tutorial focuses on a certain subject area and generally proceeds with careful reading of selected primary texts and working through associated exercises. Since formal lectures do not play a large part in the St. John's College curriculum, the tutorial is the primary method by which certain subjects are studied. However, at St. John's the tutorial is considered ancillary to the seminar, in which a slightly larger group of students meets with two tutors for broader discussion of the particular texts on the seminar list. Some U.S. colleges, such as Williams College in Williamstown, Massachusetts, offer tutorials almost identical in structure to that of an Oxbridge tutorial. At Williams, students in tutorials typically work in pairs alongside a professor and meet weekly, alternately presenting position papers or critiques of their partner's paper. Tutorial schools. There are also specialized schools for tutoring such as Kumon and EduHub. These supplemental hands-on learning programs are especially popular in Asia. Conference tutorials. Conference tutorials are one example of a continuing education activity sponsored by a technical and professional association as a service to its members. Internet computer tutorials can take the form of a screen recording, a written document, interactive tutorial, or an audio file, where a person will give step-by-step instructions on how to do something. Tutorials usually have the following characteristics: a presentation of the view usually explaining and showing the user interface, a demonstration of a process, using examples to show how a workflow or process is completed. Often broken up into discrete modules or sections. Some method of review that reinforces or tests understanding of the content in the related module or section. A transition to additional modules or sections that builds on the instructions already provided. Tutorials can be linear or branching. While many writers refer to a mere list of instructions or tips as a tutorial, this usage can be misleading. Computer-based tutoring. In computer-based education, a tutorial is a computer program whose purpose it is to assist users in learning how to use a software product such as an office suite or any other application, operating system interface, programming tool, or video game. There are 3 kinds of software tutorials: 1. Video tutorials that the user views, 2. Interactive tutorials where the user follows on-screen instructions, whereupon he/she does the tutorial exercises and receives feedback depending on his/her actions. And 3. Webinars where users participate in real-time lectures, online tutoring, or workshops remotely using web conferencing software. See also, tutor, online tutoring, tutoring agency, teaching assistant, how to, knowledge base, references. External links.